Deep in a peaceful green forest, there stood a grand ancient tree with massive sprawling branches and thick roots. High upon the tallest and strongest branch of that great tree, two crows had chosen to build their home.
The father crow was brave and strong, with glossy dark feathers and sharp watchful eyes that missed nothing. The mother crow was gentle and caring, with soft warm eyes and a tender loving heart full of kindness. Together they gathered thin twigs and dry golden grass and soft downy feathers from all across the forest. Day after day they worked together patiently, weaving every single piece into their nest with great love and care. Finally, after many long days of hard work, the beautiful round nest sat proudly on the highest sturdy branch. The two proud crows stood side by side, admiring their new home and dreaming of the family they would raise. One bright morning, the mother crow laid 3 small speckled eggs inside the warm, cozy nest on tree. She spread her dark wings wide over the eggs, keeping every single precious egg safe and very warm. The father crow flew far across the forest each day, searching hard to bring back food for his mate. Each evening, he returned and sat beside the nest, watching over the eggs through the whole quiet night. The peaceful days passed slowly as the two happy crows waited eagerly for their baby chicks to hatch. But deep below, in the dark hollow at the base of the old tree, something very dangerous was hiding. A large serpent with cold amber eyes and dark patterned scales lay coiled silently in the deep shadow. Every night, the serpent raised its head and watched the branches above with hungry, glowing amber eyes.
Goodbye,
Early one
my
morning,
love.
the father crow
Fly
left
safe,
the nest
dear.
and flew far into the forest to search for some food. The mother crow stayed behind, sitting quietly on her precious eggs in the warm, peaceful morning sun. Down below, the serpent crept out from its hollow and began climbing slowly up the trunk of the tree. Its long, powerful body coiled around the bark, moving silently higher and higher toward the nest above. The mother crow saw the serpent on the branch and stood with wings spread wide to protect her eggs. But the serpent moved steadily
back.
closer,
You won't
and the
take
mother
my
crow
eggs.
was forced to back
Stop
away to a
interfering,
higher
Mother
branch.
Crow.
The serpent reached the nest, and when it finally slid back down the trunk, the nest was now fully empty. The mother crow returned and sat beside the empty nest with drooping wings and her head bowed in grief. The father crow returned that evening and found the mother crow weeping beside the empty, ruined nest. He looked at the empty nest with nothing inside and understood at once what terrible thing happened. The two heartbroken crows held each other close on the branch as darkness slowly covered the forest. But they refused to give up, and together rebuilt the nest, filling it with fresh twigs and feathers. The mother crow laid eggs once more and sat upon them with love, while the father crow left for food. While he was away, the serpent climbed the tree once more, and the nest was cruelly emptied yet again. This sad cycle repeated again and again, and each time the two crows lost everything they held dear. The forest grew quiet around the tree, as if even the wind and the birds felt the deep sorrow above. The mother crow sat still on the empty nest, her spirit broken, and her bright eyes now dull and tired. She turned to the father crow and told him she wanted to leave this tree and find a new, safer place. But the father crow shook his head firmly, with sharp, determined eyes, refusing to let this enemy win. He remembered a wise old fox who lived on the far side of the forest, known for his great cleverness. The father crow spread his wings and flew off bravely over the forest canopy into the wide morning sky. He soared over rivers and green hills, until he spotted the old fox resting peacefully near a stream. The father crow landed softly beside the fox and bowed his head low, asking humbly for help and advice. The wise fox opened one golden eye and looked at the worried crow and smiled gently, ready to listen. The father crow told the fox everything about the cruel serpent, who kept coming to steal his eggs. He spoke of his broken mate and the empty nest, and how many times the serpent had taken all they loved. The wise fox listened carefully, with golden eyes closed, nodding slowly as the sad story came to end. After a long silence, the fox smiled and told the crow that a clever mind can win where strength cannot. The fox explained a plan about the royal bathing pool, where the queen left her golden necklace daily. The crow must grab the necklace and drop it into the dark hollow where the serpent was hiding below. The guards would chase the necklace and find the serpent, and that would finally end the whole threat. The father crow felt hope light up inside his heart and thanked the wise fox before flying home fast. The very next morning, the father crow flew straight toward the grand palace at the edge of the forest. He circled high above until he spotted the royal bathing pool, shining like a jewel in warm sunlight. Below, he could see the golden necklace resting on the smooth stone edge beside the clear blue water. Two strong palace guards stood nearby, watching over the pool, unaware of the crow circling high above. The father crow took a deep breath, folded his wings, and dove down fast, like a black arrow from the sky. In one swift move, he grabbed the golden necklace in his beak and shot back up into the bright blue sky.
Don't let it get away!
The guards looked
Hurry,
up
it's
in
getting away
surprise
with
and
the
began
necklace.
running after the crow, who flew low and slow above trees. The crow glanced back over his wing, making sure the guards could follow him through the green forest. The father crow flew steadily through the forest, with the golden necklace shining brightly in his beak.
Look up!
Behind
It's got
him,
the
the two
necklace.
guards
Stop,
crashed
it's
through
too high.
bushes and branches,
Gone.
following the glint of gold above
It's
them.
gone!
The clever crow slowed down just enough so the guards would not lose sight of him on the forest path. Soon the great old tree appeared ahead, standing tall and proud above all the other trees in the forest. The father crow circled once around the tree, then swooped sharply downward toward the dark base below. With perfect aim, he dropped the golden necklace into the dark hollow opening at the base of the tree. The necklace tumbled into the shadows and landed with a soft clink beside the coiled sleeping serpent. The crow flew up to a high branch and watched in silence as the two guards arrived at the tree base. The two guards knelt and peered into the dark hollow, where they could see the golden necklace glowing. One guard reached toward the hollow, but stepped back quickly when he heard a loud hissing from inside.
What was that?
The serpent came out of the hollow, with its head raised and amber eyes, as the guards lifted shields. The guards stood firm with shields raised and spears forward, forming a steady wall against the serpent.
Hold your
They
ground.
advanced steadily, and the serpent was driven back, away from the hollow, retreating step by step. The serpent turned and fled deep into the forest, disappearing among the trees as bright sunlight came. The guards picked up the golden necklace, brushed it clean, and marched proudly back toward the palace. High above, the father crow watched the guards leave and felt a great wave of pure relief over him. The father crow flew back to the nest, where the mother crow was waiting with worry written on her face. He spread his wings wide and danced joyfully around her, telling the wonderful news without any words. The mother crow looked down at the silent, empty hollow below and understood that the danger was gone. Together, they repaired the nest one final time, filling it with the softest feathers they could find. Soon the mother crow laid 3 new eggs, and this time she sat upon them without any fear in her heart. Days later, the crows fed for men and kept them warm, watching them grow stronger with every new day. And so the clever crows lived happily in the great old tree, proving that wisdom is stronger than force.